Drum boss Heavy K has released yet another smash album. The Inde lendlela Hitmaker dropped his latest offering titled Khusta, which is currently on heavy rotation among many radio stations across the country. The producer, composer and DJ joins us now this morning to share a bit more on his new project. Heavy K, very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Good morning, my brother, and thanks for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure, man. Nothing seems to be stopping you, is there? Now, a few years down the line, you're still releasing hit after hit. Talk to us about your new album, Khusta.
Actually, my brother, this is all I know, and before everything else, it's like my passion, it's like a calling, so I think that's why over so many years, I'm still here, because it's the core love, and my new project actually is actually my 5th studio album, and the first album as a fully independent artist, so I think that's what makes it even more special, because it's like a new journey for me, a new direction, a new venture, and where I can fully be in control, of everything, and so creating this album, man, was just amazing, man. I was motivated, inspired, because I took a break for like 6 months, not going to the studio, just trying to adjust, just trying to read the game, understanding the sound, and asking myself so many questions, having a conversation with myself that how can I where can I take my sound, like in terms of making sure that I reinvent the sound without me losing, my signature sound, so creating Khusta was such an amazing experience because I had to compromise, I had to now bring some little bit of changes, and kind of also trying to adapt what's happening in the game right now, but without losing my touch and the realness of my sound, So Khusta is called Khusta because my nickname is Khusta. So I named it Khusta because I feel like it just reminds me, when I started, because that fire, Khusta was that boy, man, who used to produce everything, hip hop, R&B. I just had that fire. I always wanted to produce. Like if I don't go to the studio, I feel sick. And there's something that I used to feel like there's something that I didn't do, whatever. So I had to bring out the best, I had to remind myself who I am and where I come from, and that's why I was like, okay, Khusta is back, and this is why I'm naming the album Khusta, because Khusta was the guy that was there before Heavy K, so yeah, man.
And how would you describe your working relationship with Professor? I mean, you feature the artist in almost every song you work on.
Yeah, man. So for me, man, it's always important if you, as you see Professor there, whatever, and there's also like some new faces, So there are those people that I know that for sure when I go to the studio with them, like the chemistry is just amazing, out of this world, which is people like Nogwazi, Bumi, Professor, you understand me, Soul Star, but at the same time, I always want to work with new people as well, so that at the same time, then if it's only about me, then it's not the way, because it's not only about Heavy K. Music is always bigger than you, so that's why it's important for me to always work with new people, with new vocalists, with new faces, So on the album, I have someone like Natalia Mabaso, which is the track that you are playing, which is Uyeke, which is doing very well now. It probably is number 1 in SA radio. And then I have Susanna as well, who's also there, new, and she's also like killed it. She's on the first track. So for me, it's very important. I work with energy, so the energy that these people always bring me, it also makes me like more creative, more stronger, and all those kind of things.
And you work with quite a few up-and-coming vocalists. You just mentioned Natalia Mabaso. How big are you on opening up the industry and giving new talent opportunities?
I'm actually very big in that, because much as other people always look at it in a way that in order for you to seem like you're doing a lot for artists is to actually sign them, So sometimes it's not always about signing an artist, but the fact that I work with an upcoming artist or a new artist, and then after we collaborate and then they start having their own career after that, and then they start blowing, I can't say I made them, but at the same time, maybe God has used me as a vessel for them to go to onto the next level, because I believe that God always gives someone else to take you to the next level, So I take myself as that person. If I work with a new artist and then after they work with Heavy K, they happen to be big, So for me, that's enough. That's okay, So I do that a lot, but I do have my own artist now, which is Susanna, and yeah, and I've been pushing. She should be dropping a new album soon. But over the years,
all right, Heavy, unfortunately, we're out of time. But then how do we connect with you in terms of getting a hold of your music and maybe to book for your performances?
Okay, my brother. No, it's simple, man. On Insta, Twitter, Facebook is Heavy K Drum Boss, and the album is out, man, on all digital platforms. It's called Khusta, So for more details, man, make sure that you follow me on all social media platforms. Thank you.
Good stuff. Great chatting to you, man, and all the best.
Okay. Thank you so much, man.
All right, and we just spoke to Heavy K, also dubbed as the drum boss on his latest album titled Khusta. It is a 20